All right, what's up YouTube? We're gonna talk today about red dots a little bit, and red dots specifically if you have an astigmatism. Someone commented on one of the videos the other day like, hey, what red dot do you recommend? If you have an astigmatism, I've been told like, hey, I should get a Prism 1X red dot. I actually have experience with both of those things because I do have an astigmatism and I have tried the Prism 1X dots because I was told the same thing. So my experience with the Prism 1X dots, yes, the dot is very clear because of the slight magnification that you have to it. And the dot will stay clear if you try to basically stare at the dot while you're shooting. It will stay very, very clear. The issue that I have with the Prism dots is since it has like a slight magnification, it might be like super slight, but I see a slight magnification. Since it has a slight magnification, it makes me see more or less double. So if I'm looking at one target, I will see two targets, especially if I'm trying to be really target focused. It looks like two different images, which is really weird. I'm not sure if that has to do with my astigmatism or my eye specifically. I'm not an eye doctor, and I'm sure someone will comment down below like why, but I really hate the 1X Prism dots. They do not play nice with my eyes at all. It reminds me a lot of like when the MRO first came out, there was like a slight magnification to them, and those things, like I saw double when I looked through those dots. Like yes, the dot is crisp if you're staring at the dot, but like I'm seeing double, so it really didn't work out for me. EOTechs are a good option if you have an astigmatism because the emitter in the EOTechs is a laser. It is not an LED. And if you have an astigmatism, the LED emitters will basically look like a starburst or a line. Now, where my opinion falls in this is it doesn't matter. I have a really bad astigmatism. I use red dots with LED emitters all the time. And if I look square at the dot, it's like, yep, that's a big starburst. That does not look like a dot at all. Matter of fact, it looks like an oval starburst like this. It is not a crisp dot at all when I look through an LED emitter optic. Now, the so what of this is just that. For me, it's just like, who cares? Because if I am looking at the target, I really don't even notice that the dot is a starburst or line or any of that stuff. The only time I notice is when I'm staring at the dot. And to be honest, like this is something that you want to refrain from when you're shooting anyway. Like you should not be staring at the dot while you're shooting. You know, if you're noticing like, oh man, this is a starburst dot, you're looking at the wrong thing. Like you should try to look past the gun, look to the places on the targets where you're trying to hit specifically instead of staring at the red dot. Couple things that you can do if you catch yourself staring at the red dot, just to make yourself more aware of it. You can do things like occlude the optic, put a piece of tape over the front of the optic. This will not stop you from staring at the dot, but it'll make it more apparent when you do. The idea is to make your eye, both of your eyes converge out in front, like on a target, not converge on the dot itself. So make your eyes converge on the target, more or less like get your eyes out in front of the gun and have the dot in the background, not in the foreground. So having the dot in the background, that would be very, very ideal. And when you guys with astigmatisms do that, you won't notice that the dot is no longer a dot because it's in the background. And it's like most of the time I'm just shooting off of either a color or a dot that's like streaking. Maybe it looks kind of like a bouncing ball. But to be quite honest, when I'm shooting, I don't actually even notice if it is, you know, like a starburst or like a perfect dot or any of that stuff. To me, it's like, if you're noticing that stuff, you are looking at the wrong thing. And I would be willing to bet you're not actually using the thing. You're probably just standing in your house like, oh man, that dot does not look like a dot. So I would recommend go out and use it, try to be target focused, and you guys won't even notice that the dot itself is not actually a dot because of your astigmatism. So that's what I got on that topic. Questions, comments, concerns, drop them below.